fun in the chat. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm delighted that you're here. I'm Catherine Chestnut. We are going to discover our intention for the week through mindful journaling. And this may be a form of mindful journaling that we've never done before, so hang on if you look it up. So before we get started, I want you to take off your watch if you have one on, because we need to make sure that we can flow freely, that energy can flow through us, and put your feet on the ground, legs not crossed, because again, we need that energy to flow freely. Let's take a few deep breaths to just get a little bit more grounded in yourselves and present. I like to close my eyes when I do my breath work because it helps me stay focused on what I'm doing with my breath. You can do it softly downwards and keep your eyes open, whatever works best for you. Well, let's take a few deep breaths. So breathing in, holding you for just a moment. And release. And breathing in again, breathing in acceptance. And holding in acceptance and love in your heart. Releasing any resistance with our exhale. And breathing one more time. And holding. And release. Excellent. Okay. So, grab your journal. You can see this is one of my journals. There's one back here as well. You can get those on my website. I actually spent a long time figuring out which journals to get because I wanted ones that felt nice in my hands and had nice paper. So, grab your journal, grab a pen, and the way that I practice mindful journaling, and I was taught this over 2 decades ago, and I will admit fully that I was skeptical when I first was introduced to this. I was like, this seems kind of weird, okay. But it produces such great results. I write about it in my first book, Inner Affirmations. There is science that supports this process of mindful journaling, which is, instead of writing with our dominant hand, and I'm left-handed, so this is my dominant hand, we write with our non-dominant hand. And yes, it sounds crazy, I get that, but trust me when I tell you, you get at the core of what is true for you so much faster. You get past all of the sugar-coated words, all of the BS that we tell ourselves. We all tell ourselves these things that we have to do, that I should feel this way. And if you've ever felt like your journaling is just the same old all the time, not really getting anything new out of it, and now you might need something new out of it. It just feels like the same old stuff. And I recommend that you try it. And my book, as I mentioned, has a lot in there to walk you through the process. And then, as a result of that book and the request from lots of people, I came up with a book called Inner Affirmation Inspirations, which has 360 mindful journaling prompts, which is where we're going to get a prompt from today. Now, I don't go through this book day by day. I do a live here every day and read the next prompt, the next inspiration. However, when I actually do it for myself or something like this, I just like to flip through the pages till I find the right one. And today we're on Inspiration 29. This is the one that came out recently. My book has got a lot of love. Inspiration 29. So just hold tight there when I read what it says, and just let whatever comes up for you come up for you. New ideas come to you effortlessly. Open your mind and heart to new possibilities. This creates space for new ideas to flow in. Your sense of curiosity and wonder taps into your creativity, allowing for inspiration in unexpected places. When you trust in your own inner wisdom and intuition, you can find new and innovative solutions to your challenges. Open yourself up to new ideas and see where they may lead you. Alright, so what we do is we take that and whatever came up for you, so feel that. I know that when I'm reading something, I see something, and I'm inspired. I was inspired just a couple weeks ago to create a whole new course on mindfulness meditations. And I'm working on that right now. And it just came to me. And that is the beauty of just allowing yourself to receive. So the journaling point for today, I'm going to type that into the chat here, is what steps can I take to trust in my own inner wisdom and intuition? Meaning, you get ideas. You get the ideas from your inner wisdom and your intuition. You see something, you feel something, and it sparks an idea, and that's what you're going to do. So, where we go from here is, what I want you to do is to grab your journal, and instead of writing with your dominant hand, see, we're going to write with our non-dominant hand. And the first thing I want you to do is to write the bullet. And you can see where I've done that right here. And yes, it looks messy. Here's some examples of some previous, right? If it was messy, if it was kind of crazy, can I actually read this? You will read what you need to. And trust that. Trust that you will get what you need, and you will be able to read what you need from the writing. It doesn't matter how slow it is. It doesn't matter if it's a word or a phrase or a sentence. If you're writing and something comes into your mind, write it down. But this is an act of mindfulness. And because we are focused on creating these letters, by the time we get to the end of that word, some other thought or feeling is within us, and write that. Stay focused on the moment. Don't think about ahead. Don't stress about how slow you're writing. Just write. And write what's in your heart and mind in that moment. Don't be thinking ahead. Just write what you feel in that moment. Now I'm going to play some music. If you have questions while you're journaling, now I want you to write this question with a non-dominant hand under the date, and then just start writing. If you have questions while we're doing our journaling, because I'll be doing it with you, just put those in the chat. I'll be keeping an eye on it, and then we'll see you in just a few minutes. We'll come back and talk about it in just a few minutes. Okay. Okay, so how was that? How did that feel writing with your non-dominant hand? Here's mine, and you can see I have about an age, which is kind of for me, and I understand that it felt awkward and strange and weird, but this is our process because we get so much. Did you notice that you just cut through all the garbage that you don't need because of that? Because you get past all of that ego-driven fear and concern and societal expectations, and you get at the heart of what is important. Now the next step is to take what you've written and look through it. Find a word, a phrase, a sentence, something, anything that is your one thing that you want to focus on for the week. That would be your intention for the week. And then you'll write it down on a piece of paper. So what I took from mine is trust in the presence of each moment. This is my intention for the week. Yours will be different because your writing is different. So I've written with my dominant hand, and now I stick it in my pocket because I'm going to carry it around with me. And it's going to remind me of this moment. It's going to bring me back here where I was very mindful and in the moment. And I want to be in this place. And who knows what's going on. I've had many a time where I've reached in my pocket and I've felt whatever my intention was. And I either remembered or I looked at it, pulled it out and looked at it. And then I looked at the situation that I was in, and it was exactly what I needed in that moment. It's kind of magical, huh? So let me know what your intention is in the comments. And if you have any questions, just feel free to send them to me. I'll be glad to answer them.